Hello, everybody. So I've pushed go on this thing. We're using a new platform today. I've pushed go on this thing. And the first thing it tells me is that it looks like this broadcast was deleted on Facebook. So this is, the wonders of new technology. I am Bish Lydon from Steve Bonham and the Long Road. And today is the launch day for our American Wilderness Odyssey. So we've got loads to tell you about. We've got a book, an album, we've got EPs, we've got music, we've got all kinds of things. Now, I'm gonna bring in my colleagues in crime here, Steve and Kevin, just a second, and then I might have to try and jiggle with some buttons on Facebook to try and get it going. So I'm gonna bring in Steve first to say hello, and then we'll see where we go.
Hey,
Steve,
everyone.
hello. Can you hear me?
How this is exciting. Here I am. Thank you, Bishop.
It looks like YouTube can hear us because we're getting some comments from YouTube, but I think Facebook may not be able to yet. So, how are you, Steve?
I'm very good. Chris. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. Very excited to see how it works.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it is a new challenge for us because we haven't tried this. We thought, let's give this a go. So it's a bit of a challenge, but what's life without the occasional challenge?
Exactly.
And I'm going to bring in Kev now so that we can see all three of us. Hello, Kev, and I'm going to move you back into the middle like we was in the rehearsal. So we get it right.
Yeah.
Kev.
Perfect descending
line. Long roaders.
There we go. Right, you guys talk about something whilst I fix Facebook.
Right. Okay. So yeah, hi Steve, how you doing? Let's hope Bish can work his technological magic and make sure we're on all platforms.
And how is it over in Spain?
It's unseasonably, even for here, warm today. Actually, I've been out there.
Wow.
And it's pretty good. So grateful for that, which is why I'm to the studio, of course. Needs must.
I mean, the good news from weather-wise from the UK is the Met Office has just withdrawn its bad weather warning. So.
Oh, they were having everybody on, were they?
Yeah.
Right, chaps, I might have fixed Facebook. Let's see. I don't know. Can Facebook see us? I've got no way of knowing if Facebook can see us or not.
What we need is one of our Facebookers to say they can see us, I suppose.
Well, I've just tried to post. I've tried to do a comment thing on Facebook, and it seems it hasn't given me that error now. So it looks like maybe we've made it through to Facebook. But I've got no idea.
Hello, everyone.
I've got no idea if it's going through to the right event or.
Yes, it's live on Facebook.
It's going on here. Great, yeah.
It's on live on Facebook. I can see it.
So I'm going to just while I'm just going to very quickly share this, chaps.
Yeah, it's good. We're going. We're live.
Good.
Right. Okay, we're live. Good. It's working. Technology has battled on through. We've made it. So now I don't know about you guys, but I'm quite parched. I quite like a tea. So I thought I've pre-prepared and I've made us all a cup of tea. Well, tea for me, coffee for Kev, and a tea for Steve.
Brilliant. If you pass them, I'll pass one on to Steve if you've got one there for you.
So here's Steve's.
Oh, brilliant. There you go, Steve. Take that.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you.
So you got coffee there,
So, Steve, it was tea with just milk, yeah?
Yes, just milk, yeah.
Perfect, great. Kev, here's yours.
Nice coffee with milk, yeah. Brilliant. Thank you.
Oh, here we go, chaps. Let's broadcast on Facebook and YouTube Live. Cheers, chaps.
Cheers, everyone. Hello, good lunchtime, everyone.
Good lunchtime, everybody. There we are. That's our first bit of theatre done. Do people think we've got too much free time on our hands? The hilarious thing was that when we tried this platform out yesterday, dress rehearsal before today, the thing we all three of us instantly thought of: let's see if we can pass something between the windows. That will be funny.
We're just children, really.
And absolutely right. For me, that's the funniest thing that's happened to me today.
It reminds me of that meme where they said you speak to an alien who visits Earth and they say, what can you describe about mankind? Well, I have a device in my pocket that's got all the information available known to man throughout history, and I use it to get into random arguments with strangers and post pictures of
Cats, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Or as I did a passive aggressive series of tweets against HMRC this morning, but that's another topic. But we are getting people joining in, chaps. There's people saying hello, and AJ, thanks, we can hear you. Great. Graham, hello. Jackie says gobbledygook, which I'm not sure whether that means she can't hear us or whether what we're saying is nonsense.
Could be any number of things.
Either. It sounds like people can hear us, but if there is a problem with the sound or anything, try and let us know, and we'll see what we can do.
It's good. I know it's good. I've got that feeling.
Yeah. Steve, you are well versed at these things. You've done a load of online shows over the last 9 months, haven't you?
There is no technology known to man that can't instantly defeat me.
Jackie's saying, I'm going to try putting Jackie's comment on the feed now. I'm going to push go on it and see what it looks like. So if I show Jackie's comment, what does it say? It says, "Christ, it's faster than the speed of light."
Speed of light.
And I don't really know is that the speed that I'm talking at? I don't know.
I think talking about coffee mugs.
Coffee mugs, yes. Throw them violently across
faster than the speed of light.
See if we can catch them. Anyway, right, what the hell are we here to talk about? So today is the launch of our American Wilderness Odyssey, and that is it's 15 songs that have been released over the last 15 months, and we're calling it One Incredible Journey. This whole process started back in 2019. We released 3 songs back then. We've released sort of what would it be 8 or 9 songs in 2020, and then another 4 today. And I don't know if that adds up to 15. I haven't done the maths on that.
It does.
Close enough, yeah, great. And today's the day. The 4th EP of the cycle of 4 EPs is out today. It's called Looking for Gold. And Looking for Gold added to American Wilderness, the EP itself, Moonshine Elegy, and Out of the Darkness. Those 4 joined forces to create the American Wilderness Odyssey. The first thing we were going to talk about actually is that a single that we released from this final EP about 2-3 weeks ago now, which is called Western Requiem. So Steve, you want to tell us a bit about Western Requiem? What Western Requiem means to you?
Yeah, when we wrote the 15 songs, this wasn't one of them. It was another song. So, but having got it together and writing this song after picking up a 12-string guitar for the first time in years, I really think it kind of summed up what this whole journey's been about, how we feel about the expeditions, the adventures that went behind it. And I'm going to introduce this because I think you're about to hear some beautiful playing, not from me, but from Kev and Chris here. And I really hope you enjoy it. So this is the final track, recorded, the final track released, and the final chapter in the whole American Wilderness Odyssey. And what we were trying to do.
This one was the last one we recorded. It was the last one that was written. It was actually written during last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's the perfect coda for the project, really.
Yeah, and I can't remember where you said this, but whether you said it on the podcast that's out today or whether it was on one of the written bits that we've done over the last few weeks. But this song couldn't have existed when the project started. It only existed because of the nature of having been through the project. And actually, we were kind of lucky that we managed to make things work so that we could sneak into a recording studio in November last year, our favourite place, Woodward Studios, and we managed to get it recorded. The video we're about to play has been made possible by Arts Council England, so thanks to them for the support for making this video. And it's created by yes, exactly. That's the branding, isn't it? The video's been made by Kat Hodkinson and Gemma Caldwell, and they've done a sterling job. Considering me, Steve, and Kev, I mean, we try, but we don't really know what we're doing with video stuff sometimes. Kev's got very good rock and roll. Kev knows what to do from an acting point of view, but technologically, we were quite unsure as to how it was going to pan out because Kat and Gemma filmed all the footage when we were at Woodward, and they've managed to put together this really brilliant video And so, anyway, let's play Western Requiem for everybody now. Now, this will be the next challenge technologically. Is the video going to play? Let's see. Here we go. I'm going to push go in 3, 2, 1. Western Requiem.
Buffalo has gone, medicine man has come undone. The balm summer touches down, and the trail is westward bound. Geronimo has quit the show. John Wayne never made the Alamo. Ghost dancers dance in vain. Fires go out in summer rain. Rosalie, oh Rosalie, would you dance with me all night long at the desert's edge beneath the Joshua tree? Would you sing a song for me about the time the freedom call? You'd walk along with me about the time the freedom called. You'd walk along with me. The man in black kneels down to pray. Bandit queen has run away, shooting up the old saloon. Mad dogs barking at the moon. Don't bleach out the Kodachrome, where the ghosts of the Mustang roam. Farewell to the last of them. This is my Western Requiem. Rosalie, oh Rosalie, would you dance with me all night long at the desert's edge beneath the Joshua tree? Rosalie, oh Rosalie, would you sing
So there we are. That was Western Requiem, the video. Thanks for all your comments on mostly on Facebook, everybody. It's great to see people actually interacting with this stuff. This is part of the future, isn't it? This stuff. One comment that we've got to bring up. Well, one thing I want to say. I forgot. I thought two things to say at the start. I forgot what the first thing was. Oh, it's gone. I can't remember what the first thing is. I'll remember it. The second thing was, Kev, your beard is causing a stir on social media. People are saying, is this a new beard, Kev? Tell us about the beard.
Well, the beard is my Camino beard. It's my Camino beard. I simply forgot to take a razor on the journey, keeping the weight down there, and it just sort of came along. And it's a badge of honor now that I've become done the Camino. It's kind of it sort of appeared along route, and it's like a friend.
A beard by accident rather than by design, but it's going to stick around.
Exactly. Certainly no design to it.
Yeah. And there's mine. I'm just too lazy. That's the thing. Just absolutely too lazy to do anything else, and it's sort of part of the brand now. I mean, I was desperately trying to think, what did Kev look like without a beard? I don't remember you without a beard, but I guess you must have.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Phil Lynott.
Yeah, Phil Lynott. Yeah. Now I'm more Jerry Garcia.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I can't remember what the other thing I was going to say was, if it comes back to me, it will come back to me. But so that was Western Requiem, which was the lead single from the final EP on our American Wilderness Odyssey adventure. And the other thing that we've done alongside the 15-song album and these EPs and the music is between the three of us, mostly spearheaded by Steve. Steve's done a lot of the writing for this. Contributed our bits as well. We have written a companion. We're calling it American Wilderness Odyssey, The Companion. And it is a full colour book that goes into the... Oh, I've even got a thing on the... Let me switch to this display. And if I switch to this overlay, there it is. It's just... Wow. Where is it? It's there. This is technology working, isn't it? So that's the cover of the companion. We're desperate trying to get where. Oh, we could do the mug passing thing, but we can't point. The companion. So it's a full color guide to all the songs on the American Wilderness Odyssey, but also the stories, the characters, the people we met, the travels we went on the way of of its creation, both during the last 18 months and before. Maybe Kev, tell us a bit about, from your point of view, what the companion has from your point of view.
Yeah, personally, I think it really is. I mean, I'm bound to say this, obviously, because we're all involved in it, but I do think it's a really wonderful companion piece to the album, or the collection of EPs, if you will, because it really helps you go deeper into the songs and into the connectivity of the songs and the stories, and our story that in fact has written itself as we've explored these places and these individual tales and what have you that we've created. So I think it's a great way to bring it to life, and you can see particularly where Steve and I have travelled around these actual places and brought some of that, hopefully some of that magic back to you all and put into the songs, So if you like maps and things, I mean, I'm a sucker for stuff like this. I hope other people are too.
Yeah, I mean so there's a good couple. There's a few sections of the book which are you and Steve detailing the treks that you've been on. So Kev, your Blue Odyssey trek from it's about 10 years ago now, isn't it? Actually, thinking about it.
Just over 10. Yeah.
And Steve, you've done in more recent years. You've done wild and terrifying treks through New Mexico and North Carolina and Tennessee and all those places.
Yeah, I mean, to us, I think it's something we all share in common. What makes us what we do, folk music, is that we're writing from direct experience. Well, if you don't stray outside your front door, then direct experience is somewhat limited, And I think we're all very committed to writing stuff that comes from being out on the road and getting as I like to say, getting the dirt under your fingernails and sore feet, and just a continual joy of the vagabond mindset, where you keep meeting the most extraordinary stories being held by ordinary folks that wouldn't get on a television or wouldn't get on a book launcher. They're just out there having these wonderful stories, and if you just open yourself up to that experience, then
I think it's even more important in these times when people can't do that. I'm not saying we're a panacea for the pandemic, but I think the fact that you can, you know, get these songs and get that companion and travel, you know, in your imagination, which I think people are desperate. I do believe people are desperate for that at the moment.
Yeah, I think part of it for me is that me and Steve have sort of talked about a bit more in the last few days about other projects we've got coming up, is that the backstory bit, that depth, that authenticity, the stuff that you used to get on the liner notes of a good well-made record years ago, even in the CD notes, you know, more in more recent years, and as things have got more and more digital, you've lost that story, not just the story of the songs, you know, finding out what inspired the song or whatever, but the story of the band, you know, who was playing what instruments on what track, all those bits and bobs that I think we three all used to enjoy the journey of discovering about, and it's sort of quietly been pushed to the side as platforms change and tastes change. But we know people are telling us there's still an appetite for all that stuff. There's still an appetite for the depth, the backstory, the finding out the silly stories about, you know, what happened in the session recording that song or that track or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think we're trying to put some of that back into the mix.
Absolutely. Really. Yeah, I have a voracious about that.
We've built in some really stuff. So, you know, on the back page, we can do things that would be really difficult if we didn't have the book. So you can have access to Kev's Blue Odyssey album, you know, and download it. And it's a very fine piece of music, you know, that you probably would find difficult to get hold of because it's been out for a while now. But you get hold of it. You could download the lyrics for all the songs and enjoy those, you know. And I have to say, you know, Listenerland, it's beautiful to look at, which is credit to Chris and Al Mackenzie. You know, it just done a fantastic job. It looks lovely. It looks lovely.
Does look great. Yeah.
So a big shout out to Mal Mackenzie from T34 Design in Liverpool. He's been a long-term collaborator of ours, and has done a smashing job making this thing really beautiful. It's and that's what we want. We don't just put our heart and soul into the music we make and the really fine details we put into our recordings. We want it to be in everything we're doing, and we think the recordings and this companion, they match up really well in terms of that. You know, really aiming high, and the companion, you can buy it today. You can order it today. If you look at the left down there on the screen, there's some links. So it's on our Bandcamp page. So if you go to bit.ly/Bandcamp AWOC, American Wilderness Odyssey Companion, it takes you right there. But if you go to our Bandcamp page, thevagabondway.bandcamp.com, you can see at the top there's the link straight to the companion there. And it's just £10. So £10 gets you the book, physical book in the post, and as Steve says, on the back page of the companion, you get download codes for the full 15-song album for free. You get the lyric book PDF for free, and you get Kev's. I've lost the power of speech. That's good, isn't it? Kev's 18 tracks.
18 tracks on that one, yeah.
18 tracks, the Odyssey album, and it's like 100. It's over 2 hours of music, 135 minutes of music, something like that. Go ahead and buy it. That's the thing we're saying. £10.
It's a real thing in these modern times.
It's a bargain. So you can buy it from our Bandcamp page. You can also buy it from our website, thevagabondway.net/AWO, Odyssey, and it's all on there. Actually, if you go on the website, there are some other offers as well. You've got the straight-up companion for £10, bargain. There's also an offer for £18 where you can get the companion, and all the freebies that come with that, plus Steve's book, which he's going to show us now. There we go, A Beautiful Broken Dream, which is kind of, well, I mean, it's it's an even bigger story behind one of the tracks that Steve did as the inspiration for American Wilderness Odyssey. So there is a reason for it being bundled in there. It's not just for trying to flog Steve's book as well. It's all part of this journey we've been on. So for 18 quid, you get the 2 books and all the free stuff. There's one for 75 quid. If you're feeling a bit flush in early 2021, 75 quid, and you'll get a chat with the 3 of us. We'll do you a behind the scenes chat. You can ask us whatever questions you like about the process of making the album, or how it is in a band, or Kev's right as an anarchic career as a rock musician around the world, Steve's career as a vagabond and traveller, and me with my silly hat and my silly scarves. And so that's 75 quid. And there is also an option if you're feeling really, really flush. There's an option you can get a house concert from us as well. But if you go on the website, you will find that. Oh, in fact, Jackie's asking about physical CD. Yes, there will actually be CDs available as well. We haven't actually quite got around to putting them up onto the websites and things. We're actually thinking about it. But we will do. In fact, I'll put them on my list for later today. So later today, the CD will be on the website, on Bandcamp, and we're getting a run of them printed as well. So, you know, if this is our sales pitch, that's the sales pitch. You know, it's an bargain. 10 quid for the companion, and the CD will be very reasonably priced as well. We haven't talked about it. Yeah, I don't want to commit to a price that may or may not be true, but it'll be very. But the thing that me, Steve, and Kev, that we're all about is the artisan nature of it all. It's handcrafted. It's made with real concern and authenticity, and we're trying to make really good stuff that people tell us that there's an appetite for this real music. You know, can't really. It's hard to say in more simple terms. It's you can't get much more real than the stuff we're trying to make it, I think. We should play some more music because it's been a while since the video. So, actually, Kev, maybe you want to talk about this one a little bit more because you made the video we're about to play. Although it's one of Steve's songs, so maybe between the 2 of you want to talk about this one. So the next song we're going to play is Midnight Radio, which is one of the songs that's released on the EP today. So actually, this video hasn't been seen in public at all yet. So this is an exclusive. And so Kev, tell us a bit about the video, or Steve about the song, whatever you want.
I think Steve, really, because it's from a moment that inspired you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a song about Elvis, or a song about me and Elvis. Not that I knew him particularly well, but and yeah, let's hear the song. It's about the day he died and how it didn't affect me. But later, as I've gone through my life, not being able to put down a guitar maybe affected me more than I realised at the time. And it's a lovely classic Kev Moore video. So let's see it.
So I'm gonna switch on. Where is it? Waiting. No. What's this one? Midnight Radio. There we go. Midnight Radio. 3, 2, 1. Midnight Radio.
The king died and the beat played on. The world had turned, my innocence was gone. I slipped away from the kiss of her warm bed. I drove my car to the beat inside my head. He hadn't meant that much to me, but the DJ really cried. Backstreet boy from a Midland town, something should have died. But the cat looked down as the song played on the midnight radio. You can rock, but you can't roll. You can rock, but you can't roll. So opened out road to kingdom come for a crazy clown, so thin and kind of dumb, was a running from or was I running too? To tell the truth, I guess I never knew. But a three-card trick and a broken chord gave me something to believe. I played a minor riff on a descending line that I might be received. And the cat looked down as the song played on the midnight radio. You can rock, but you cannot roll. You can rock, but you cannot roll. Tennessee, stop changing colours like the Tudor street. My boots and brains walking down the street, a sort of home, a place to rest my feet. And I'm still playing the king, makes more sense right now. Keep all things beside me, singing on somehow. The cat looked down as the song played on the midnight radio. You can rock, but you cannot roll. You can rock, but you cannot roll. You can rock, but you cannot roll.
So there we go. That was Midnight Radio, which is one of the songs that's released on the EP that's out today called Looking for Gold. So Midnight Radio, Looking for Gold, the title track on that EP, and Western Requiem, which came out as a single a few weeks ago, and the fourth song on that EP, which is brand new today, is called White Lightning. So they're all out today. Do check them out. Looking for Gold. Look it up on Spotify. It's also on Bandcamp, as is the whole album. So we'll take this opportunity to have a think a bit bigger picture wise. I mean, Kev, from your point of view, the artisan approach that we're taking, what's that about? How does the Long Road go about making music? What's that about from your?
Yeah, I would say because it's very different to the sort of stuff I've probably done for most of my career. So I can keenly appreciate the different approach that we take. So for a start, for me, it's the challenges of getting the power out of the acoustic instruments. It's fairly easy to get the emotion actually, because what I love about the artisan approach is it's a direct connection to your fingers. I mean, you're not really relying on a bunch of pedals afterwards to make everything sound wonderful. You can make one note sound wonderful on an electric guitar, you know, as Bill Bailey parodying The Edge has shown. Yeah, I like the fact that you can emote very much with the acoustic instruments, but where we, I think, love to work at that coal face is building something big and dramatic from these wooden and stringed instruments, and I think we're getting pretty good at that. I think it's a really exciting challenge every time to build our music like that, and I think that's the artisan in us. And I think as we have forged that sound between the three of us, what the Long Road music means to us, I think, is that we live in a world of pigeonholes, and you know, is it Americana, is it Indicana, it's artisan is the best umbrella term for it, really, because we are really, although the DNA threads, as you said, Chris, are very evident throughout all our musical history since we started working together. Where we are as a band, it's a long way down the road from where we started, and I don't really know what we are at the moment, especially with the stuff we've recorded that people are going to get into hopefully later this year that we're ready to unleash on them. It is us, but we've really gone to another level.
Well, and I think the notion of the artisan thing that we're trying to sort of piece together on our head what it really means, that fusion, it's for us, it's a fusion of, perhaps the background I have in sort of jazz, Kev's background in rock, Steve's background in folk, and all that swirls together along with, country itself and Americana, whatever that really is. And it all sort of, it's this melting pot, and it's the authenticity and it's the approach that seems to join those things together. And that's where we're coming up with this sort of artisan term. It's going back a level from those labels and more about the approach that those different sort of genres took, I suppose, we're going for. And I'm sure we're not the only ones out there that feel you can't really define something by one label.
Yeah, I don't think you should. Well, who made music a set of rules? The only point in rules is it gives you something to break.
Yeah, I mean, it's noticeable with most of the acts I like. Actually, are fairly undefined in their genres. They play many different styles, and they are my favourite sort of bands, really. Yeah.
And Steve, obviously, you write a lot of the songs that we perform and record, and for you, 99% of your songs are absolutely based on real experiences, either you've had or things you've researched, or both. That story-based approach is really important, isn't it?
Well, that's what makes us all folk musicians, That Eddie Cochran was a folk musician, was probably the finest folk songwriter is Chuck Berry. It just stuff that happens to you. I have to say the next song isn't necessarily a great example of that, but I love it. I love that idea that we could tell stories. It's the most natural thing in the world, Stories.
Oh, in fact, actually, sorry, I remember, Steve, you asked me to get you one of the CDs from Archive. So, so I mean, this one here, Moonshine Elegy, this one's got some songs which it's worth just talking about. Maybe Kev, can you pass that down?
Yeah, let me just get it. Okay. There you go, Steve.
Oh, thank you, guys. Thank you.
I mean, that one for me.
I've been looking for that for weeks.
Yeah, I found it in the archives for you. The good joke there. The tracks on that one. There's some really great examples of the story approach, but also the collaborative approach that some of our songs are taken. So, one of the big tracks on that ballad of Dwayne and Billy Marie, was inspired when Steve, you were out trekking and your friend saw carved into a tree the initials
DHBM. I mean, we're talking 7 days from anywhere. So I just thought it was rather sweet. What's the story behind that? Somebody's tramped through the forest for a week carrying. Was that guy just lonely, remembering someone at home, or was there someone with them, and what happened to them? Yeah. And then I had an instinct with that story is sometimes it's not the first time it's happened, where stories sometimes come real. So I swear in that song, I met him in Cherokee in a casino, but I couldn't prove it.
Yeah. And that was a song where Steve and Kev really collaborated on the music and the words on that one to make it what it is. It's and for me that was we talk about this in the podcast that's out today, later today as well. That was sort of a big crossover event for us, taking us it was really pushing our boundaries as to what music we were making. In the studio on that one, I love the experience in the studio because we didn't know where we were going with it. We didn't know what was going to happen with that song, but with sort of sprinkles of inspiration from all three of us in our different ways. It's one of our biggest hits, if we want to call it a hit. Tens of thousands of players on Spotify. Loads of
it's been well received. That a lot of people have clicked on that one, haven't they?
Yeah,
about 57,000
click hits now, don't you?
Yeah. One of my favourites, and actually another track on that, which we talk about more in the podcast. So if you want to hear more about this song, go to the podcast. But Canyons in the Desert, which was another big crossover event. Music, sort of the bassist music from Steve and the lyrics, but a lot of the sort of atmosphere from Kev mostly, but me as well, with my little piano twiddles here and there as well. I think that's one of the things for me about this American Wilderness Odyssey, is that just every song has a story. Every song has its place in my mind as to what it means to me, which isn't always the case with an album, is it?
No, I think it's one thing when you go for the story-based approach with writing, it does actually help you create the music, because, for example, with Dwayne and Billy Marie, the lyric that came from Steve was so out there. It just gives me weird ideas in my head musically. So you've got a starting point to inspire you to go off on one, and we did go off on one.
So don't forget that today we're talking all about our American Wilderness Odyssey, an album that's just launched today, 15-song album, and the companion book, which is down below, American Wilderness Odyssey, the companion. And we're talking a little bit here about some of the stories, some of the genesis of some of the songs. But if you want to find out more, the book, the companion, has everything you'd want to know about the band, about us as musicians, and about all the songs and the stories. So do check it out, American Wilderness Odyssey, the companion. It's available from our Bandcamp page, thevagabondway.bandcamp.com, from our website, thevagabondway.net/AWO, American Wilderness Odyssey, or the bit.ly links at the bottom there. If you want to just type them into your browser, they will take you directly to the pages where you can get it. The companion is just £10, and you get 3 digital downloads of over 2 hours worth of music and a free ebook of the lyrics as well. So lots of stuff going on in this companion and the extras you get with it. So we're going to move on to play another bit of music. So this is a Waiting on the Storm, which came out on our third EP from this set of 4, which came out last autumn, Waiting on the Storm. Now, maybe if I give a very quick, my one-sentence version of what this song's about, it's a man on the run, and things are going to catch up with him, one way or another. How's that for a 15-word summary, Steve?
Well, it's
beautiful,
isn't it?
And again, we've just...
you can't avoid your comeuppance, as we would say up in Derbyshire.
Yes, absolutely. Now, this one, we've just made this video. Again, this is an exclusive. This video has yet to be released to the public. It will be going out later today or tomorrow. And this is a video we've made literally in the last few weeks. Even though the song came out 3 months ago, we didn't get around to doing the video until just now. But we each of us from home, so it's it's a lockdown video effectively. Although Kev is out and about, and I quite like this video. It's quite funny. And so here we go. This is Waiting on a Storm. 3, 2, 1. Waiting for Storm.
There's a humming on the wires, a whispers on the wind. Remember me and Mary, first time we sinned. Oh my Lord, those times were good. We were going nowhere, it was understood. All my life I've been waiting on a storm. Yeah, all my life I've been waiting on a storm.
So there we go. That was Waiting on a Storm from Steve Bonham and the Long Road. Stephen Kedge. Just remember, we're on telly here.
Bish.
Oh yeah.
We may have just finished on Facebook because we're overrunning a bit. But just to put it out there, we might just be on YouTube.
No, I think we're still on.
Okay, I've just got a message saying we're not, but there we are. What do I know?
Okay.
Well, who knows what happens? If someone was trying to go on the original link now, it might say that. But I think, well, all we can do is keep on trying and see.
Keep on keeping on. We're nearly there anyway.
Yeah, we're nearly there. Anyone who's watching, don't worry, we are nearly there. We're not going to play all 15 songs. So, just a reminder, that was Waiting on the Storm. It's part of our American Wilderness Odyssey 15-song album, which is launched today, and the companion, which you can see below. The companion is available for £10, and it gives you free digital access, digital downloads of the 15-song album, an ebook, lyric book of all the lyrics from the album, and Kev's Blue Odyssey album, 18 tracks of that, over 2 hours of music for free, included with this £10 purchase of the companion. You can get the companion on our Bandcamp page, Bandcamp, thevagabondway.bandcamp.com, or our website, thevagabondway.net/AWO, or you see the links bottom right there. Forgot my left and right there, chat. That's things are going now. bit.ly/Bandcamp. Anyway, you can see that if you're watching this, you can see the links there.
Yeah, we're all still on Facebook, guys.
Yeah, great. So that's what's going on today. And I suppose we've got a chance here to talk about some other things that we're doing. So with American Wilderness Odyssey, we've got plans for later in the year. Steve, you want to talk a little bit about plans for an autumn event?
Yeah, you've got to bite the bullet. You've got to get out there. So we will be doing an autumn tour right across the country. No dates to announce yet because nobody's sort of moving on that. But there's lots going on behind the scene. We have actually been signed up we'll probably start by as a festival going ahead in Ilfracombe on the 12th of September, I think, for Dr. John and his surgery, which should be brilliant. Really looking forward to the three of us doing that, and then dates will open up over the year. In the end of the day, we're going to have to get out there, even if we play inside a lot of bubbles. We shall do that.
Well, who was it recently that literally did the bubble gig? Who was it?
Flaming Lips.
Right, yeah. I mean, as a novelty, sure, would that want to be the future of things? I'm not so sure. Anyway,
we could get in a large bath with some Radox, I
suppose. Industrial size.
Those kind of bubbles, yeah.
I'm not having the tap end.
So hopefully we'll be able to get some more dates in for an autumn tour when things calm down a bit here, coronavirus wise, because we want to get out there and tell the stories we've been recording about for the last year and putting out on in recordings. But there is nothing like being out in an actual room with real people performing the stuff that you made and sharing that. The interactions we're having today on the comments is great. It's a wonderful thing about social media. But we probably all agree it's not quite the same as being in the room and being able to applaud or, grab one of the performers at the end of the show and actually say, "Hey, that song about that, it made me think of this," or there's something about being in a room.
Yeah, we miss all that. Let's hope it's back in the autumn and get out and see everybody.
Yeah. So next week, the album American Wilderness Odyssey is going to be album of the week on ARC Radio. Our good friend Simon, who runs ARC Radio, has made it album of the week next week. Huge thanks to ARC Radio in general for their continued support of independent music makers all over the place. Us in particular, because we're thrilled with the support that we get from Simon and everyone at ARC Radio. So listen out for that next week. If you ARC Radio, it's online, it's on an app. I think you can even ask your Alexa, or I don't use these at-home devices like that, but I think you can say, "Alexa, play ARC Radio," and it does it for you.
Yeah,
that's
and a lot of other good DJs, Matt and Alan, and all over Kirk and all of you. I went, wrong to miss you out, but thank you for all, because the amount of play we get is amazing. It seems like we're on
it's
somewhere in the world all the time,
appreciated.
which is kind of frightening thought.
A little chance here for us to plug an event that we're cooking up, which is going to be happening at the end of March. So Friday the 26th of March and Saturday the 27th of March. We are doing the next edition of the Festival of the Artisan, which is a festival that Steve founded 3 years ago, 2018, and me and Kev have performed that every time it's been on. So this coming year will be the third one. We had hoped we'd be able to have some small social distance audience, but it's unlikely that'll happen now because of the way things are going in the UK right now. But we were always going to be doing it live streamed, whatever. It was always going to be the case that anyone anywhere in the world would be able to get hold of the Festival of the Artisan 2021. So that's what we're doing. So get the dates in your diary now. The evening of Friday the 26th of March and Saturday afternoon and Saturday evening, 27th of March. We've got a great lineup. We've got Bella Hardy headlining on the Friday night, and we've got Blair Dunlop headlining on the Saturday night. There'll be various performances from me and Steve and Kev as well. The long road will be on the slots. Kev is doing a little solo slot. The afternoon will have a bunch of new and emerging artists as well. And there's Chris Hall on the Friday night. And there's a couple of the slots that we haven't quite finalised yet, but will be finalised next week. And that will be available, anywhere in the world. You'll be able to watch it through Facebook or on the website. So keep an eye out for the Festival of the Artisan at Home 2021. It's going to be launched next week. Anything else you want to say about that, Steve? Have I covered all that?
No, I think that's it. It's all good. It's all positive. You've got to stay positive.
So things going on, and the big thing is, I think the message from the long road is support whatever you can. If that means buying a bit of merch or dropping people £3 on their PayPal link or their Ko-fi link or whatever, however you pronounce that, please do, because artists, musicians, people out there making stuff. It's been a tricky year, and 2021 will continue to be tricky. But we still want to be doing stuff, and we're trying to make stuff happen. That's the plan anyway. I guess it's time to wrap up, chaps. We overrun wildly because we always do. Thank you both for joining me digitally from Kev's at home in Spain, Steve's at home in Derbyshire. The internet's held out. Yes. The internet has held out just about, and Steve and Kev, literally a minute before we went online, before we started broadcasting, I said to Steve and Kev, I'm just uploading the last video. I hope it gets uploaded in time. And it looks like it has uploaded in time. So we're able to finish things as we planned. So just a very quick reminder about
the edge, Chris. You live on the edge, mate.
A final reminder about the companion. Here we go. Buy it. The links are over there. It's on Bandcamp, it's on our website. Please do check it out. It's beautiful looking. It's a great companion to the music that's released today as well. And we're going to finish with a quick goodbye from Steve and Kev.
Goodbye from Steve and Kev.
Thank you.
That was a ironic moment there.
Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah, seriously, everyone. Thank you very much.
And I'm going to play you now.
Digging away in the background, so it's good. Thank you.
I'm going to play for you now one of my favourite songs that we've released in the last year. This is called "On a Bridge Across the River," and it's just one of my favourites. It's a great little story, nice little video, and it's a great sing-along chorus. So please do sing along. The words are nice and big on the screen, so there's no excuse really. I'm going to play you "On a Bridge Across the River," but it's bye from the long road for now. Bye for now.
Bye, everybody.
Across the river, such a weed was in the air, we're called on to deliver. A preacher who was calling out to let the Lord in. won't you tie me to a tree? And the girls who knew a thing or two sang that ain't how it's gonna be. Hey Lord, set us free. Hey my Lord, set us free. Time with the preacher and the thief, whilst others sang and drank their beer with the Kansas City Chiefs. He cried, you all deceived yourselves, so the drummers played a role, and the dark-haired girl in leather band so far my soul. Set us free. Hey, my Lord, set us free. Who wants to try the heaven? Who's heading down a hill? You chant repent your crimes and tolling off the bell. Tomorrow's not a promise, the good Lord does insist. You refuse to change your ways, you're off on Satan's list. Done, won't you tie me to a tree? And the girls who knew a thing or two sang that ain't how it's gonna be. Hey Lord, set us free. Hey my Lord, set us free.